Welcome to New and Noteworthy. Justin Gould and Ryan Hedrick hanging out.
He wanted to keep me in the box, and this is what he gave me.
Right, I know. It's great.
I like it.
If you have an opinion, let us know. We'll share it. We'll talk to you. Ryan will debate you if you want.
No,
He's up for that.
Jeez.
I've got my shorts on again.
We can actually.
Kick your leg. Kick your leg.
Kick your leg.
I got my shorts on
Oh, yeah. Oopsie.
Just getting my septic tanker drunk.
I'm just going to be a Dakota stinker.
It's going to be your best summer ever. That's why you're thinking cool everything. Cool iced coffee.
Gosh. We don't need to talk about that.
All right.
Do we?
All right.
No, we don't. And welcome to New and Justin Gould and Rory Polero hanging
Nice
out
to be
with
here.
you on this Wednesday. Rory, thanks so much for being here with us.
My pleasure.
For Ryan this afternoon. Busy news morning.
Yes,
really.
so far it is. It's some of it's positive, some of it
Right.
not so
Right.
much, but it's cooking.
Right.
The day goes fast when you're flying through stories.
Absolutely, absolutely. Kind of breaking news that we're getting to right now. The National Republican Congressional Committee is calling into question Democratic candidate for the 23rd District, Tracy Matrano's drug use. It was released in a report originally by Spectrum News's Capital Tonight.
Yeah.
That Matrano used cocaine when she was in college.
Marijuana and cocaine, and her a friend of hers was driving to New Hampshire to get more cocaine apparently, and was killed in a head-on car crash. She issued a statement. A query was made by Capital Tonight, and she responded by admitting to it. And she says she admits to it because she doesn't want people to think she's being holier than thou when she's discussing the opioid problems in New York State in the 23rd District. I guess my reaction is, if I can't trust you on the little things, how
Right.
can I trust you on the big things?
Right. And I think for a lot of voters right now, Matrano and Reed will face off in a general election. Obviously, she won the primary just a couple weeks ago.
Last week, the recount was
yeah.
she won by like 200 and some votes, I believe.
And Max Delapia there,
Who has to be shaking his head now, I think.
I know. I mean, he he conceded to try to unite the party, and obviously, I suppose we've reached out to both Reed's office and Matrano as well to try and get a response from them, and it seems like this definitely will affect the general election.
I don't know if it will. I was talking to one of my brothers who said the voters don't care about something that happened 40 years ago.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then nobody would have ever heard of Stormy Daniels.
Right, right.
And that was as a private citizen. He wasn't an elected official at the time of that. So Sean Sweatman writes in and says, who cares? It's in the past. Well, history repeats itself.
Right.
And the sins of the past become the sins of the present, which become the sins of the future.
But Sean, that's a really good point, because the question is, will this affect the election? I mean, it seems like she's almost trying to, in a way, spin it to be that, hey, I've been there, let's help with recovery.
I admire the fact that she would admit it. Most politicians would cover it up, and she's showing that she's honest. And that's a rare commodity these days in political circles. But, and I like I say, we all have things in our past we don't want people to know about or that we regret. And I commend her for being open and out front with it. However, that makes me question what her supporters are going to think.
Right.
And what the undecideds are going to think.
Right.
Because people my age are going to have an issue with it, I think, whereas the younger generation is going to say, who cares? It was
Right.
in the 70s and the 80s, whatever.
Right.
And she has an excellent resume as far as that goes.
And we've talked about on this program, Ryan and I, about stigmas and things like that. And when it comes to younger generations, I think it's almost more forgiving in today's society,
Yep.
compared to older people who maybe think, well, maybe not. Maybe this affects. She could potentially be a congresswoman.
Well, and she's spoken out vociferously regarding the opiate problem
Yeah.
in the country today. And so, in one hand, she speaks from an area of personal knowledge. On the other hand, it takes a thief to know a thief, is what they say.
Right. But at the same time, you look at Congress, for example, I would imagine that, there are Congress people out there now who do drugs.
Well, we don't know everything in Tom Reed's
Right.
past either, to be fair.
Right.
And but I think there's a difference between smoking some marijuana in college, I think, and using cocaine. I don't understand. Cocaine is a big difference from smoking a joint, and I think that's sort of like saying. Because they say in college those are your experiment years, and
Right.
people tend to partner up with people. Well, that's like saying, well, I experimented with 4 porn films, and it was just an experiment. No, there's a difference between smoking a joint and doing cocaine.
Right. People chiming in here on social media. Andrea says she should go to rehab. We don't quite know whether she says this happened 40 years ago.
Yeah.
We don't know that happened recently.
She says this was back in the 70s.
Cindy says, why isn't she getting put in jail like everyone else? Well, Cindy, again, this happened back in the 70s.
And there's no direct evidence other than her admission.
Right, based off of that report. So definitely, kind of some breaking news here that Tracy McConnell admitted to this. Very interesting campaign tactic either way to try to...
It reminds me of the Robin Williams movie Man of the People, where he came out and said, I slept around, I use drugs, and I drink a lot.
Right,
And
right.
it's a fiction, but it's a good point. He said, in the movie, if you get out all the crap in your background, there's nothing that can attack you for it. Admit it and move on.
Right. And we will see going forward on WNY News Now.
Well, we do have confirmation there will be a comment coming from Reed's office.
Okay, so
we're just waiting on that.
So we'll bring that to you as we can. Also wanted to talk about another big story that's happening right now at the Blue Heron Festival. Police are looking for this man, and let me just try to pull up the information here, who they say went missing over the weekend during the festivities. State police are searching for Sven Blomqvist, who we don't quite know his age. They haven't released that to us, but he was last seen on July 7th at the Blue Heron Festival. A flyer was released, you see here, on social media. That's how we first learned about this. He's from Warren, Pennsylvania. Police there now reaching out to New York State Police, the sheriff's office, to try to find him as well. He has blue eyes, brown hair, and he's about 6'1". You see by those two
That's
photos there.
shoulder length hair.
Yeah. And we've had a lot of missing people. Obviously, one of the biggest cases was Sean Carpenter, who unfortunately police they found him, but they found him deceased. So obviously, if anyone has any information about this case, they should contact police.
Now, I think I read somewhere on social media that there's a public search going on this morning in Sherman in the Blue Heron area.
Yesterday, police said that they would be in searching that area now. It's not sure whether that's a police-led search or whether that's family members, because a lot of times family
Community,
members
yes.
and community people.
Well, I hope he's found. I hope everything's okay. We haven't even determined if he's missing of his own free will or
Right,
otherwise.
right.
And so, I guess they can trace him to the Blue Heron Festival
Right.
maybe, and that's it. So if anybody was at the Blue Heron Festival and you may have seen him, please contact the police. It's important that they find this young man and that they find him before something tragic could happen.
And that's one of the biggest things when it comes to missing people is the fact that we don't always know whether it was some sort of foul play or whether they went, like you said, missing on their own free will. So certainly we will keep on top of this.
I can't imagine, as a parent and grandparent, I can't imagine the feeling of the unknown.
Right.
Come home, find the body, whatever it is, I want closure.
Right.
I want to know that he's safe. If he's not, I want to know why not and who did it.
Right, absolutely. Of course, coming up, we have more of the area's big news. Big news for Allen Park. We'll talk about it. We'll come back.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvanna Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
The Main Landing Restaurant. Excellent service, awesome food, and a beautiful view.
Everything's made fresh here. We love to be outside, and it's nice inside if it's raining, so we have a choice.
Locals and non-locals agree that the Main Landing is quickly becoming a destination.
It's just so casual, and just the food is amazing.
I love the hamburgers.
But I really like the tuna I had.
The Main Landing Restaurant. Excellent service, awesome food, and a beautiful view.
Well, we don't have to do it in order.
And welcome back to New and Noteworthy. Justin Gould and Rory Palero hanging out with you on this Wednesday afternoon. Beautiful outside, Rory. I almost don't want to be in here.
I was just thinking I could be home metal detecting in my yard, because yesterday I detected part of my yard and I found my first silver $50.
Oh, really?
1941
Yeah.
silver half. And my hands were shaking, and I kept looking at it going, it's not a quarter, it's a half. I found a half.
That's sweet.
I love it.
Do you have it with you?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, we should totally. You have it with you now? Of course he does.
Yeah, that's my first one. I can't quite get to it because of the mic.
Okay.
Oh, here it is. People aren't going to care.
No.
But I do.
This is cool though. So you do a lot of metal detecting, right?
Not much. My health doesn't allow a lot. It
Okay.
wears me out. I spent 3 hours yesterday recovering from about a half hour of it, but there it is.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
And notice how much heavier it is than the Canon.
1941. Let's see if we can. I don't know if we can get this to focus on the coin or not, but that is.
It's probably
so
my best
cool.
find. I had some barber coins
see,
from
maybe
the
I can get it to
1800s
focus
and
on
somebody
here.
stole
I
them.
don't
But
think I can get it to focus on. That is so neat, Rory.
I'm in cloud nine about it.
Yeah.
But I'm here with you guys because the news has to come first.
Right. So, but hey, that's cool. So, we reporting this morning that the city of Jamestown is getting kind of a big grant, not necessarily the city government.
7 agencies will be receiving a little over $800,000 in the ongoing war against poverty.
Wow. So, governor's office announcing that?
Yes. Yeah, I think that it's some good programs. I did the story on it, and it's well intentioned, and I hope it works because it's going to help some lower income and poverty level people find jobs to help them. Helping Hands is going to got a grant. They're going to be hiring lower income people to work at Helping Hands.
YWCA, it looks like, is on the list. JCC, Mental Health Association.
They do good work down there too. They really
Jamestown Public Schools as well, getting some funding, and that's one of the things when you note about Chautauqua County is it seems like a lot of the businesses and or organizations, they're all subsidized. Whether that's a good thing or not, but that's what's happening here.
Well, a lot of this goes back to 1964 and President Lyndon Johnson's War on Poverty, which effectively seems to have created more poverty among the taxpayers than it has in alleviating. The same number of people live in the poverty level now, the same percentage as did before that.
Right.
But these programs are a good thing, and if they help even a few individuals, we're one of the areas targeted by the state for this, and it would be really nice to see us giving our fellow mankind a lift up.
Right. Which is ultimately, I mean, you know, we see a lot of progress here in the city of Jamestown, specifically, you know, the National Comedy Center, right? They're putting the piazzas in right now on 3rd Street in front of the Comedy Center. And, you know, regardless of what side of the issue you're on when it comes to the NCC, I mean, I personally think, I hope it works because they put so much into it, whether everybody agrees with it or not.
Well,
at
we
this
have
point.
it and no one else does. So the rest of the country, yeah, because I think it could be a home run for this community.
Right.
I'm looking forward to going to it, although I'm going to wait a while so I'm not stampeded by the hundreds of people that are going to be there.
Right.
I'll go someday, just out of the blue. I'll get a whim and I'll go and I'll check it out. I think tourism is an important part of our economy. But tourism can only do so much. Like you and I discussed earlier this morning, it's not like we're Cooperstown with the Baseball Hall of
Right.
Fame, but we could be.
Right.
We could be. Jamestown could become synonymous with comedy in the entire world.
Right, exactly. And I think that's truly what they're trying to do with this National Comedy Center. And, obviously there's been gray areas.
Well,
because
there's
there's
many new projects.
Right, and there's doubt. And they're accepting public funds for it. So I think some people get touched by that.
Well, but this is Jamestown, and it seems like ever since, and I've lived here, other than about 8-10 years, I've lived here my whole life. It seems like anything that comes up, 9 out of 10 people find something negative to say about it. And I commend Teresi and the council and everybody involved with this, because I'd rather have it and have a shot at it working than not even try it.
Right, at least they're doing something to try to better
What I would
it.
like to see is them to also have a wing in there that's the National Comedy Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And each year elect 2 or 3 comedians, You've got so many, Don Rickles and Rodney Dangerfield and Richard Pryor and Robin Williams.
That could almost keep it at the forefront of the national media.
Exactly.
And that's really what they need, because, we can talk about it, all of the fellow media around here can talk about it, but until somebody on the national wire picks it up and rolls with it, no new money is going to come in.
Well, we have some people have some different takes on it.
Yeah.
Rosella,
Rosella,
who's a longtime viewer and listener
Thank
for us,
you, Rosella.
she says it's a waste and who cares? We have only one, and I can bet it'll all be R-rated. I have to give it a chance before I can judge it. I understand that she says Lucille Ball is a joke. Well, I'm not a big fan of Lucy's. We watched it because of Fred and Ricky. And I'm a big fan of Desi Arnaz. But it's who we have, and it's what we have to bank on best we can.
And it almost seems like, yes, this is Lucy's hometown. That's how they're bridging the gap.
Yeah.
But you could almost make the NCC independent of Lucy, right?
Yeah, it just makes sense.
Because how many people in my generation can relate to Lucy? I've seen her show a couple times on YouTube. They used to have it on TV all the time.
It's too dated for you.
Yeah,
well,
it's not something I'm
she
gonna
doesn't
watch.
swear, is the other thing.
Right, but like Amy Schumer coming to town, my girlfriend and I are going to go see her because she's hilarious. I know.
Well, I don't think
I
she's
think
intentionally. I find her a joke myself.
Yeah.
But I'm old school.
She's a pretty funny comedian, I think.
That's what I'm told.
I feel like you're scooching farther away now
I'm
that
sorry.
I've announced that Amy
It's just a
Schumer
natural slide. But I think the Comedy Center is a great thing. I'm proud that we have it. I'm proud that the effort was made to do it. And hopefully it doesn't become a political football. It just is what it is.
Right.
And if you're against it, you don't like it, don't go there.
Right. Coming up, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter with a look at our skies. And as I said earlier, news from Allen Park. What is going on there? We'll talk about it when we come back.
I was overwhelmed and frankly scared as hell because I really fell for you. Oh, I swear to you, I'll be there for you.
Brought to you by the people giving hope at Gifts Decor and More. With the controversial Kratom, Gifts Decor and More is giving hope to Southern Chautauqua County residents, one visit at a time.
Turn to Brotherhood Property Maintenance for all your lawn care and landscaping needs. Serving both commercial and residential lots. Check out Jamestown's fastest growing landscaping crew on Facebook or call us now to book an appointment.
The weather is heating up, and so are the deals at Express Bike and Auto, right here in Jamestown, located at 1761 Foot Avenue Extension. They are your one-stop shop for all of your vehicle, ATV, and motorcycle needs. They even sell vehicles, and guess what? Financing is available. So what are you waiting for? Get to Express Bike and Auto right here in Jamestown at 1761 Foot Avenue Extension now.
That means that we can do anything that you dream. I want to make you ooh.
And welcome back to new and noteworthy, absolutely beautiful outside right now. Let's check in with Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter, who is standing by at the First Defense Weather Center. Hey, Dakota, what is going on, buddy?
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Hump Day. We are finally halfway through the week. We are almost there. Let's take a live look at the Erie Sky Vision camera. This is the camera on top of the Erie Renaissance Center downtown. Look at that blue water on Lake Erie. 76 degrees current temperature with a north wind of 7, and that dew point temperature just a little up there at 60, but all in all, not too bad out in Erie. Let's take a look at the radar. It is clear. We're still under this big, beautiful fluctuation of gorgeous high pressure. You just want to go up into the sky and kiss the clouds, or the sun for that matter, if you can. Because this is what's bringing us the, yes?
I don't kiss and tell.
You don't, Murray says he has
Exactly. Anyway, you can see this beautiful high pressure giving us gorgeous weather, and it's going to remain that way for the next couple of days. Now, the breakdown, the forecast for tonight, 52 valleys, 60 at the immediate Lake Erie shoreline, trifecta of gorgeous weather. I wish Ryan was here. Trifecta. Get it, guys? Yeah. Anyway, north wind, northeast wind, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now, I wanted to throw the dew point graphic in here again because we're going to be living in the 70s come the weekend, all weekend long. So the heat builds once again, not as bad as it was last week. Again, as I wrote in the web story yesterday, we've had a lot of rain down in the southern tier so far this season, and the hottest temperatures are going to be Buffalo to Rochester because they've been parched for rain this summer. So with a wet ground, that means temperatures won't heat up as quickly, but the dew point temperature, it's still going to be nasty, and we're going to be living very muggy conditions once again. So dew point values will be high once again. As we take a look at the tropics, this is Hurricane Chris. It's now a Category 2 hurricane with winds of 100 miles an hour with wind gusts of about 120, and it's moving north. It's moving northeast at about 22 miles per hour. No threat to the United States. It's going to go way out here past Canada, but that is now our second hurricane of the Atlantic hurricane season. Zone by zone for tomorrow, let's talk about it. You can see tomorrow temperatures will be not too far from where they're going to be, upper 70s here. Another beautiful day, remaining comfy. The humidity will stay down as well, so it's going to be another comfy day. Eastward we go into Cattaraugus County. You can see upper 70s here, but once you go right into the valleys, probably mid 70s there with lots of sunshine. Next 7 days of your life coming up on planet Earth, and you can see 83 degrees as we go into Friday, sunshine, but then the heat builds as we go into the weekend, and it's getting humid once again. Scattered showers and storms will take us Saturday, Monday, and Tuesday, but at least some partial sunshine on Sunday. Justin and Roy?
All right, Dakota, thanks. Coming up, changes to Allen Park. We'll let you know what they are when we come back.
First Defense Weather is sponsored by Quick Solutions of Jamestown. Count on Quick Solutions for printing, copying, mass mailings, and so much more. Part of your team. Learn more at QuickSolutionsUSA.com. That's QuickSolutionsUSA.com.
The Fitness Bunker in Lakewood is a locally owned and operated club that cares about your health and wellness. They invest in it. Right now, $16 for 16 days will get you in the door. Lose 4 pounds, your next month is on them. Try a green zone class and maximize your performance. Hot yoga, 24/7 access. Simply walk into Fitness Bunker in Lakewood right now on Summit Avenue. Make an investment in your health and wellness. Fitness Bunker in Lakewood. Find them on Facebook.
WNY News Now is sponsored by Chautauqua Audio Works, 3335 South Roberts Road in Fredonia. More than a music store. Call 679-4333. Call now, 679-4333.
So won't you
And welcome back to New and Noteworthy. Justin Gould and Rory Palero, who's in for Ryan this afternoon. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. We're talking about obviously a lot of stories right now on WNY News Now, as we talked about at the top. Tracy Matrano facing some heat today with admitting that she used drugs while in college. I know a lot of people in the district, they probably try things out, but it seems like Tom Reed's certainly taking advantage of this.
Well, I would too if I was running against her. It takes courage to admit to it. And people say, well, yeah, but it was back in the Carter administration, the 70s, who cares? Well, okay, like I said before, if I can't trust you on the small things, I can't trust you on the big things. And I'm not saying she was a cokehead, but she tried it, she admitted to it,
Right.
and each voter has to kind of sit down and ask themselves what that means to them. Is it more important to them to get rid of Tom Reed, or is it more important to them to not have somebody who used drugs and admits it in Congress?
Right.
I mean, I guess, honestly, if they cleaned out all the drug addicts in Congress, there'd be 6 people sitting there.
Right, yeah, right, exactly. So, and another story that we're talking about, we ran this earlier in the week. Great reporting by you, Rory.
Thank you.
Actually, Allen Park's pool will not be making a comeback. Originally reported on social media by folks who witnessed what we saw today. City crews cleaning out the former Allen Park pool. Which closed in the 70s,
70s, yes.
around. City directors and managers talking to us, telling us that this is part of a kind of almost like
Refurbishment and cleanup.
Yeah, not quite a restoration, but just a cleanup.
Now, Mr. Lehman got back to me very quickly, and it was very thorough in the fact that they were cleaning up the stone fence lines and stone along La Creek, and they cleaned the pool up as well. But my understanding is between insurance liability and expenses, it's just not in the cards to turn it back into a pool.
Right. And, you know, a lot of people in the comments section of that story talking about how they almost are ashamed at the city for not doing something like this. But we have to remember that, you know, the city parks specifically only have so much of a budget
Exactly.
to do that with.
I mean, you know, they're cutting in areas where they can, like to the library and other areas, so they can only do so much. You can't have all the services you may or may not want and low taxes. It doesn't work that way. Nothing's free. Somebody's paying for it, and that's you and I usually. So they have to be judicious with their money.
Right. And you know, we were talking about on the ride almost over, you know, there's a lot of programs, including the YMCA, the Boys and Girls Club, that could contribute to people, you know, kids enjoying the summer. You know, a lot of people may be bored out there. And you look in Buffalo, they have like splash pads and things like that. But truly, I mean, that's a much bigger city than Jamestown.
Well, yeah. I mean, so if they have 10, we could have 1. You know? I mean,
but and they only have 1 or 2, I believe. So.
Yeah, I know. I don't know anymore. JCC used to have a night where you could go in. Back then, it was $2. But again, that was 40 years ago.
Right.
And you paid. You got to swim, use the weight room, use all the facilities in the phys ed building.
Right.
And we used to go every Friday night.
Also happening today, 7-Eleven is giving away free Slurpees. It's all part of their big anniversary this year from 11 a.m., so just about an hour ago, to 7 p.m. tonight.
Oh, those look good.
Get some free Slurpees. I would love to. I probably should go there during my lunch
And the
break.
flavor. What's the secret flavor this year?
The featured Slurpee this year, get this. It's Captain Crunch's Crunch Berries. It's a frozen recreation of the cereal.
And I love Captain Crunch.
I feel like there's a lot of sugar.
I feel like my dietitian and my diabetic doctor are saying, no,
yeah, they're
no,
watching.
Rory.
They're watching this right now. No. And by the way, this is 7-Eleven's 91st birthday today.
Happy birthday, 7-Eleven. You've gotten quite a bit of my money over the years.
I'm sure you and many others. Well, that's going to do it for us today. Of course, we are back tomorrow. Ryan will be here back in the studio.
You're going to go get a free Slurpee for Dakota?
Oh, gosh. Dakota, are you still there, buddy?
I'm still here.
You want a free Slurpee?
Sure.
You know, yeah, let's drive down there after the show.
I'm all game. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. We'll just fill up the news cruiser.
I was going to say, this office is going to be empty because I want a Slurpee.
No breaking news in the next 10 minutes, okay?
We will continue to work on the stories we have now, though, and anything else that breaks, we're your source.
Absolutely, on WNYNewsNow.com. Have a great day, everybody.